Let's move on to our eighth problem. And as you might have noticed that we are already getting to the moderate or probably to the moderately difficult level in our problem solvings. And generally in this type of problem, especially worded problems, majority of the students have issues or difficulty in deciphering the problem that is being shown. So we have flood warning systems, and as you can see, there are several information or variables that are being shown in these specific problems. Now, before we begin with our calculations, determinations of the known and the unknown informations or units or items, I'm going to introduce you a model that will help you guide or that will help you to guide in how will you approach this problem solving. Now, there are several models in determining or solving problem solvings or worded problems. But generally, the pattern is just recognizing what is given, the requirement, and then carrying out the calculations, and then afterwards is the verifying of the accuracy of your calculations. So I'm going to show you one model that will help you, or hopefully that will guide you in the worded problem calculations that you might face in the future. And I'm introducing you the Rex model in problem solving. So the Rex model, we have R, E, and X, and each of these actually corresponds to a step on how we are going to attack the specific worded problem. Now, this is not only applicable to one, but actually to the majority of the worded problems, whether you are taking calculus, differential equations, engineering economics, or probably higher engineering such as earthquake engineering, reinforced concrete engineering, and other specialized professional engineering courses. Now, let's identify what does the R, E, and X mean. The R is the recognized part. If we have a problem, the first step is not to panic, but rather we are going to R. We need to recognize. What should we recognize? First is we identify or list all known information or values. So in our examples, these are the initial cost, the salvage value, the maintenance cost, the annual benefits, the minimum attractive rate of return, the service life, and the others. After recognizing what is given or what are the known information in the problem is you need to recognize what does the problem ask you to find, calculate, or solve. This part is actually sometimes explicitly stated, right? Like determine the present worth of the project, or determine or decide whether to accept the project or reject, or evaluate the two alternatives and then choose which of the two alternatives is the best, and others. So under recognize, we are going to identify and list all known information, and you need to recognize what the problem asked you to find. After listing all the known information and what the problem asked you to find, next is you are going to execute. In executing, you are first to determine, you are going to examine the relationships of the known information, and then selecting the appropriate method, right? Are we going to use the simple compound interest formula because we just have one single and one present? We try to examine the relationships. Or is there an annual amount given? So shall we use the present uniform series present worth calculations, or the uniform series compound amount, or are we looking or solving or calculating for the A? So here in the execute, we examine relationships, we select the appropriate method, and then we do our calculations, performing the necessary calculations. After performing the necessary calculations, after having our very final answer, before you box your final answer, we still have our very last and very important step, the X. The X corresponds to examine. What are we going to examine? We are going to verify if our answer is reasonable. How can we say that our answer is reasonable? First is we are going to check our computations. Were our units correct? Were design conventions followed? Were the assumptions correct? And so on and so forth. So this is one of the mistake of the students, was that they do not really examine the their calculations. And because of that, some of the students have missed that they have misused the sign. For example, for benefits and for the salvage value, that is a positive cash flow. Now, however, sometimes some of you might have assigned a negative convention for that one. And because of that, there is already a mistake in the answer, or probably in the units. The units states million, but in your calculations, the million was not included or recognized. For example, 25 million. Instead of writing 25 million in the calculations, what you have performed was, you just use the 25 and then you proceeded with your calculations. So, examine is a very important part in problem solving because, again, during the recognize and execute, we might perform errors, and and in the examine part, it is here where we are able to correct our mistakes and revise our answers. So to sum up, the Rex model is asking us to recognize what are the known informations and what is the problem as us to find. The execute uh, asks us to examine the relationships of the given information, selecting the appropriate method, and then performing the necessary calculations. And lastly, the examine, which is also an important part where we verify if our answer is reasonable, and if we are going to check here if our computations are correct, our sign conventions are correct, our units are correct, and if we have followed the appropriate number of decimal places. So moving on, let's move on to our calculations. We have a problem and we have the given items. So first is the R. Let's apply the Rex model in this problem. Let's say we have our R. R is the recognize. And we have two things to recognize. The known information and what was the problem is asking us. In this problem, we have 3.8 million pesos. We also have our 150,000 pesos. Another 150,000 pesos. And we have 900,000 pesos. We also have 700,000 pesos, the 500,000 pesos, and an 8%. Now, this is not enough that we recognize each of these item. We should also identify what does each of these represents. The 3.8 million is our cost. That is the cost of the flood warning system. After determining its type is, you should identify its timing. The timing is today. This means that this is located at year 0 in the cash flow. Next is we have 150,000, and the 150,000 is again a cost. So we have a negative cash flow here, and the timing for this is as well at year 0. So there are two costs at year zero, we have the initial cost and the training and calibration cost. Now, we have also another 150,000, and this is actually a cost and our timing is from year 1 to year 8. We have 900,000 pesos, and this is the timing is annually, and this is a benefit. Therefore, this is a positive cash flow. And it occurs from year 2 to year 7 only. So we only expect in this project that the benefits will begin not at year 0, not at year 1, but will start at the end of year 2 until the end of year 7. And we have also our 700,000 pesos. The 700,000 pesos is a cost. And this is a negative cash flow. This is a replacement cost. It means that money is going out from the pocket. And the timing is at year 4. Lastly, we have our salvage value at year 8 at 500,000 pesos. The salvage value is the value that we see at the end of the life of the of the system or other projects. And the 8% is our minimum attractive rate of return. This is our known information. Identify the cost or the monetary value, and then you identify what type of monetary value that is, that a benefit, a cost, and then you identify its timing. After recognizing the known information, next is we are going to recognize what does the problem ask us to do or to find. The problem asks us to find the present worth of this project, the equivalent annual worth over 8 years of this project, and lastly, the recommendation. If we are going to, if the project is to be accepted or not. Next is the execute. In the execute, we examine relationships. And we also select the appropriate equation or formula or method to be used in this problem. So, in solving this one, the best way to do first is to draw a cash flow diagram. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and our 8. And then we apply or we graph here our known values or information. We have our 3.8 million today. This is the initial cost of the project. And we have also our 150,000 pesos, which is our training and calibration cost. So as you can see in this cash flow, I just stock up the values so as it will be easier for us to visualize the cash flow of this specific project. And then from year 1 to year 8, we have also another cost. So if it is cost, then therefore we draw the arrow downward. So we have a 150,000 there. Afterwards, we have our benefit worth 900,000 per year. Now take note that our benefit occurs only from year 2 up to year 8. Year 7. So we represent this in our cash flow diagram. After the 900,000 peso benefit from year 2 to year 7, we have also another cost worth 700,000 pesos at year 4. So we stock up another 700,000 pesos here because this is for the replacement software and replacement cost. And at year 8, we have our salvage value worth 500,000 pesos. 500,000 pesos. And we have our MAR of 8%. All right. So some of you might ask that can we calculate or get the net cash flow? That instead of showing the 150,000 from year 1 to year 8, how about we just subtract the 900,000 pesos and 150,000 pesos? It's fine. It's fine if you are more comfortable with the net cash flow. That is up to you. Now, actually, we can actually use that one for this problem. Yeah, we can use that. Or we can you can also just use this one as is. This is we call this one our gross cash flow. Now, if you would like to convert this into the net cash flow, so we are just going to subtract the benefit and the cost. Like this one, this is a net cash flow. Not really a total net, but more likely a partial net because I retained the 700,000 pesos cost in here. The reason was that it would be easier next time to calculate the annuities up there. If we do this like this, or you may also just retain it to the gross one, or you may use this one, the net one, or you may it is up to you. You may apply the 700,000 there so that the benefit or the overall cash flow at year 4 will just be 50,000. This is up to you. So we you may use either way, but in the end we will just arrive at the same answer. All right. So first is we are going to determine the present worth of the project. And if you remember, the present worth is just the difference of the present worth of the benefit and the present worth of the cost. So in these calculations, I'll be using the items from our net partially net cash flow because there are already fewer items there. I think, yeah. And for this one, I'll just combine all the benefit and for the cost. So for the present worth benefit, first is we have our 350,000 pesos salvage value. So we just use the present worth formula 1 plus 0.08 raised to negative 8. And then we have our 750,000 pesos annuity. So we have a 700,000 pesos. Since this is an annuity, we are going to get the present worth. This is 1 plus 0.08 raised to, now the exponent, the n should be how many are they? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 750,000. So we raise this to 6 minus 1 over 0.08 times 1 plus 0.08 raised to 6. However, we are not yet done because this part here, the present value that we can solve for that one is just the equivalent present value at year 1. But what we need is the present worth at year 0. So we need to multiply another factor for this one, and that is 1 plus 0.08 raised to negative 1. Why did we use the 1 plus 0.08 raised to negative 1 instead of using this uniform series formula? It is because the present worth is just here. This is only 1, and then we just move it back in time at year 0 to get the present worth of our 750,000 pesos. So this becomes that our overall present worth benefit is then equal to, and our present worth benefit is equal to 3,399,427.21. So in this problem, I just combined all the benefits or inflows. So we are just going to solve them once instead of repeatedly. And for this one, I just combine it everything instead of solving individually the present value of 750,000 annuity at year 1 and then getting the present worth of that at year 0. Now let's move on to our present worth cost. I'll just combine everything. We have our 700,000 cost occurring at year 4, so we just use the compound interest formula raised to negative 4 because there are 4 periods. We move it 4 years to year 0. And then we have also another one. We have our 150,000. The 150,000 is what we multiply it with 1 plus 0.08 and we raise it with negative 1 because we move it 1 year or for 1 period to year 0. And then we have our present worth of 3,950,000 pesos. The present worth of the cost. So the present worth of the cost overall is equal to 4,603,409.786. Actually, without even calculating for the present worth of the cost, just by looking at our present worth of the benefits, it is just 3.399 million. And if you look at the year 0 cost or initial cost, we have a 3.8 million cost and another 150,000 pesos cost. And from there, even without calculating the present worth cost, we can actually already recommend or decide that we are going to reject this project because we will have a negative present worth. But since we are asked to find the present worth, then therefore we are going to get the present worth. The present worth is again the difference of the present worth benefits minus the present worth of our cost. And the present worth is equal to, we have a negative 1,203,982.576. We have a net loss. We do not profit from this one. Yeah. So, from there, even without uh, calculating the present worth cost, we can actually decide. But since the problem was requiring us to determine the present worth, that's why we solve for the present worth. And that is equal to 1,203,982.576 or approximately equal to 1.204 million pesos negative present worth. Now, next is we examine if we have solved this correctly. So you check if you have included in the benefits the salvage value. Yes, we have our salvage value and we have also our annual benefits. Are there any other items that we have forgotten? I think no. The years is correct. This one and there and here. And then how about for the cost? The cost, we have a 700,000 cost here at year 4. That's why we have a negative 4 here. We have also 150,000 cost here at year 1. That's why we have a negative 1 here. And we have our initial cost. And then we just subtract the benefit with the cost and eventually came up with this. And by examining, we have verified that we have actually performed the correct answer, correct calculations or solutions, and we have not left any item or variable there. Okay, let's move on to our equivalent annual worth. Equivalent annual worth over the 8 years. So this is just actually a very simple formula, especially if you're already very familiar with the uniform series calculations. Since we are calculating for the annual worth, this is just the relationship of our annual worth to the present worth is just equal to the present worth times our I times 1 plus I raised to n all over 1 plus I, quantity 1 plus I close quantity raised to n minus 1. And that is just the negative 1,203,982.576 times the 8% more times 1 plus 0.08 raised to, of course, 8 years because over the span of 8 years. That's 1 plus 0.08 raised to 8 minus 1, and our equivalent annual worth for this problem is equal to negative, again because the present word is negative, so this is also negative. Don't forget the sign, negative 209,510.74 per year. And of course, our recommendation is to reject the project. Reject. The project is unprofitable. So that's all for this one. We applied the Rex model. We recognize the known information, and we also recognize what the problem is asking us to do. Next is we execute. We examine the relationships of each item, the benefit, the costs, and the net worth amount. And then afterwards, we select the methods that we are going to use. So we use the present amount calculation and as well the calculations of the present with a given annuity for both the benefit and the cost, and then we subtract the present worth of the benefit and the cost, and then afterwards we examine if we have performed correctly. We check if every known informations have been used in this problem, if the number of years was used correctly, and if we have used the correct sign convention for each of this problem.